AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Go that deep with him about football when I didn't play football.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this from day one. My experience debating pro football or basketball players is the greater they were at playing, sometimes the less they actually can explain about why that or that or that happened. Because not that they didn't work hard, but it came so naturally to them that they can't see or feel exactly why it works. See Michael Jordan as the team builder in Charlotte, who was the biggest disaster of a general manager in the history of sports. The greatest performer and player in the history of sports was the worst team builder in the history of sports for those many years in Charlotte, because he couldn't see why can he play and he can't, because he was too supremely gifted at what he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabian,
so
you could stop it
we
right
would
there.
clash occasionally on.
I mean, that's one example of a guy, but there's plenty, in my opinion, there's plenty of examples on, if we just talking basketball, great basketball players that were great coaches, great GMs. It's plenty. Jerry West, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas. That's it. We could stop right there. Like, we ain't got to go forward right there. It's not debatable, Fabian. Who are you about to debate?
That's
Isaiah
debatable,
Thomas?
Magic Johnson was not a good coach. I don't know if he's a good general manager.
I said three guys.
Right. Larry Bird had a 3-year run. Isaiah Thomas was a horrible coach. Yeah, but it was still 2-3 years. If he was a basketball, just like Bill Walton, he had 2 years in his career.
I see why Dom says that to you. It is very hard to win in the NBA. It's not easy to make it to the last round of the NBA season. It's not easy. So just because it was 2 or 3 years, he did that in 2 or 3 years. So yes, he was great.
But we can't compare that to the other greats that never wanted to coach, that can't coach, because they're going through the same thing he's saying about Michael Jordan. That shit to me is a fact. We talking about the legends, Shaq and all of them. Name our top 10 guys. They're not general managers. You got Willis Reed was a general manager. Was he?
He went with Michael Jordan.
Right. But all his point was that usually the great people, it's hard for them to coach. It's hard for them to explain the game.
That's true, but
that's always
that
been
could be
said.
debunked is what I'm saying. That could be debunked is what I'm saying.
So if it's debatable, it's not a fact is what I'm saying. It's debatable, whatever it is. It's not like you can go with either side conclusive right now from what you're saying right now.
Okay.
And for him to say that with his experience, everybody he taught, all the coaches he brought up. My problem is to compare that to Shannon Sharpe is a mistake. That's the mistake to me, because Shannon Sharpe does not sound like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's not sitting here breaking the game down, debating with you. Shannon Sharpe is breaking that game down. When it comes to football, he's talking about just the jargon he breaking down the jargon and what it means, what play to run. What are you talking about? Tony Romo was out there going bananas.
So hold on, let me ask you a question. Okay, you see him in that arena, OG, where he drafted Kwame Brown. He wasn't great at drafting. He hasn't been great as an owner, great as a GM, president, all of that, right? We've never seen him in that arena. You don't think Michael Jordan could talk basketball?
No. That's a difference.
No, but that's what he was talking about. Most guys can't see past their nose. Most of the greats can't see past their nose. I'm saying, okay, I can understand that. I named a couple of guys that I feel like were great off the court. You know, they were great on the court. They stepped off the court, and they were still great at different jobs pertaining to basketball. I'm asking OG, do we think in a debate forum like this, in a First Take Undisputed style platform, could Michael Jordan do that and be good at it?
I think it'd be amazing.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Only reason why I don't think so, it's almost like Tom Brady right now. It's like, yeah. You gotta remember, man. Some guys, don't have a sense of humor. Some guys are just not entertaining. And I think, I don't care how good you sound. Prime example, man. Some people say LeBron is one of the smartest basketball players that ever, graced the floor. And this is no trolling, no knock on him, but I don't like to hear him talk. Just being honest. So for me, I don't think Jordan would be gratefully at this at all. That's just my opinion. And we get the prime example with Tom Brady. Listen, it's difficult to watch him talk about the game. because those guys are so legendary and have so much that I'm being honest. I don't think no, Flea. I don't think he will be good. No.
I think that's as big. We talked about it before, Flea. That's like a lottery, a different kind of lottery. Like now you got to be great. You already got to be great at the game, but to be great at talking sports, we have so many people. Dick Enberg, all these a bunch of legends. Marv Albert. It's so many legends at that. It's like that's a different realm to have a voice. That's why I give you an all ball props all the time. I'm like, damn, I could sit there and listen to you all day. That's a gift, but that's different than your basketball gift or your sport gift. And I'm not disputing whether I think if Michael Jordan had a cup of whiskey in his hand, he'd probably be ill on the air.
But that would have to be the forum.
Right.
Like anytime you sit
at Club Shay Shay would be crazy. If
right.
Michael sit with Club Shay Shay.
Go ahead. OG about to say something. Go ahead, OG.
No, just real quick. The reason why Mike and them is not watching the games today. You gotta really think about that. Them dudes, listen. Them dudes not watching the game today.
But you can say, I don't know to say that about Michael Jordan. I don't, because we don't hear from him. That's tough. We know what Barkley's saying. We know what Shaq is saying. We know you're not watching the game, bro. There's no way. But Jordan don't talk, so it's hard to really give him that conclusion.
And I think that's what I'm leaning towards. It's like there's never been an example for me to like really go off of to gauge if I feel like it might be okay. Like he's never done that guest appearance calling games. You never see him. I'm talking about for the last 21 years, 20 plus years since he's been out the league. And then before that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, if he was open to that, that would be cool. But that would break the internet.
But again, that's not what he said either. Skip Bayless was talking about he couldn't be the owner, general manager. And I think that's not just communicating. That's understanding who's nice like that, being a talent scout, being a coach. Because I'm always saying, I think JJ Redick's going to be great. To me, I can't see how he's not going to be great. But that's because I've been watching this podcast. I'm like, all right, if you could do that with the media, with the team, with the players, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
But see, ESPN and these talent evaluators that are trying to pull new talent on TV, they're trash too. Because they don't understand that everything doesn't translate. Like Bob Myers, for example, he's a great GM. He helped build that Golden State dynasty. He sucks on TV, talking the game of basketball. He probably knows it very well. He clearly knows it, but he sucks at talking it. I watched Victor Oladipo today. Struggled. Love Victor.
Terrible.
But to me, he struggles. He struggled. You know the ones that are natural at conveying the game. Do I think Victor doesn't know the game? No, I think he's probably a brilliant mind in terms of the basketball. But being able to convey it to an audience, being able to tell my daughter, Jules, look, your son, OG, to where they can understand. It's not easy. That shit ain't easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't easy. So I don't know if Michael Jordan, you're right. I don't know if Michael Jordan could do that. That's not very easy.
And he, in my opinion, he doesn't care to do it. Like, know what I mean? That's no knock. Like everybody know for me, that's my goal. But I just think certain players, they listen, man, dudes are so busy, and as much as they may love the game, they may not like what the game is today. Dudes ain't watching the game, bro. Mike is not sitting how we sitting and watching these games. He not. I listen, I got probably 99.9% dudes ain't watching the game. So for me, I just think guys like Skip Bayless, I'm gonna finish mine with, because I know we got a couple more topics. I just think, the media, the sports world, we need to stop acting like we don't need guys like Skip Bayless, whether we like him or not. And that, for me, that's the thing we all need to get over. Without guys like Skip Bayless, certain stories won't get broke, certain entertainment value won't be there. You may not know how good Stephen A. or Shannon Sharpe would have become without certain guys. Just like we need guys like Stephen A. Smith as well. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just feel like, that part of the game, the players in all sports need to stop acting like they don't need those guys. Simple and plain. LeBron, KD, certain guys that, you know, may have a gripe with Skip Bayless. Remember, you ain't got to like him. You ain't got to talk to him. You ain't got to deal with him. But stop acting like the sport doesn't need analysts like that. Because that's what drives the game. Simple and plain. Y'all don't want nobody reporting, so y'all just want players to report the game. How? Y'all too busy.
It don't work. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. It
But
doesn't.
also, remember, Flea, and I'm gonna let you go. No one has more passion than a person that can't play the game at that level. Nobody got more passion than me for basketball. You know why? Because God damn it, I wasn't good enough to make it. I ain't 6'8". I ain't this. Bruh, you need people like Skip Bayless and us to make this thing work. Because once again, if there's no fans in the stadium, if there's no one writing or talking, how's anybody going to know you're great? So for me,
Please.
Let's stop acting good.
No, I just want to say this.
Yes.
Please, somebody, because I'm going to do it myself. But if somebody could do it right now, clip up everything OG just said in the last 2 to 3 minutes. That's gold right there. That's gold. That needs to go viral. That needs to be seen on everybody's timeline. People need to hear that. Like, I just wanted to say that, OG. Go ahead, Fabian.
Appreciate it always.
Yes, of course.
What do I always say about, like, it? I end up arguing about a player or a person, and then I think I hate them, but it's really their fans that I am disgusted with because they're just standing it out. The era of Michael Jordan, you think I criticize LeBron now, these players? I used to criticize Mike too. Like, he ain't perfect. He misses plays too. He went 10 for 30 that game. What are you talking about? It took him 30 shots. But his fans and really the media back then was one-sided because he would blackball your ass. So there was no Skip Bayless to Michael Jordan. They were all like dummy down. They were banned out the game. So now we're in a new era. So I can appreciate this. Is it exaggerated? Of course. But LeBron is just experiencing that era. Like you said, AllBall, how can I be mad at that? How can I be mad? So who's gonna ask the tough question? Don't go with Jim Gray on us. Jim Gray went bananas on God Bless the Dead, Pete Rose. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, they went to the court.
Yeah.
Bro, after they were on the field during the World
bad.
Series, and the Yankees was like, yo, we ain't, yo, listen, man, we out of here. We all agree that we ain't gonna talk to you after the game, bro. We did Pete Rose dirty. We ain't messing with you. That was a call from the boss. You know that.
Tyson was about to kill his ass in the ring.
Yeah,
Tyson
a couple people got
his ass.
So and Peter Vesey told the line too.
Maniac.
So there was a couple of Skip Baylesses back in the day that were live, and they were live and direct with the dudes though. So I think that's what a lot of people's gripe is with Skip. Or you just sitting there safe and sound all day long. But it's like, what do you want him to do now? And that's how we started this, Flea. Now Kwame Brown's talking about Bronny. It's like, bro, you out of all people should not be talking. You sound like a hypocrite. He's just criticizing Bronny all day long. The same thing we say. He's garbage. That Bronny's garbage, right? But the way he's doing it is like,
I didn't say that. Y'all said that.
Okay, so everybody but Flea is saying that Bronny's garbage, but we're saying it, right? But this guy spent a whole career getting. He didn't like Stephen A. Smith calling him out for years, right? He just exploded on YouTube because he wanted to fight Stephen A. Smith and Matt Barnes over all these comments for all these years. But now you're gonna treat Bronny the same way? Okay, so then you the new Skip. You the new Stephen A. Smith.
Last weekend, y'all.
TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.